Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ready to Roll. Embers beneath the mountains.
All right then.
I am.
It's gonna be really hard to spell.
Yeah. My accounting is correct. This is session 18. I believe my accounting is correct. So before we hop into the game, just a few announcements. As always, we have, rehash the rolls next, will be next week on the off weeks. Lydia has something she would like to talk about real quick, so we'll let Lydia talk about that real quick.
Yeah, I can talk about so many things because we've got so many things going on. But the most urgent, cool thing that doesn't usually happen is we are having a one-shot on this channel next week. A week from Friday, on the 30th, we are having a one-shot entitled Thrown Away. I'm going to be the DM. We've got both Ians are going to be in it. Both Ian from Ready to Roll and Ian from Eldritch Noir. So get ready for that confusion because it's going to be a mess. And then we've also got my husband Nick, my brother-in-law, and a wonderful friend of Nick's that y'all don't know yet, but he's really great. It's going to be really, really fun. I'm so excited about it.
And then, of course...
So yeah, that will be at the usual time of 7 p.m. Mountain, 9 Eastern, right here.
That'll be Friday the 30th, right?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So then, other thing just bring up that we want to bring up is our podcast. We do have on Podbean. You can go if you can't watch a session or on YouTube or anything. You can go to the podcast. The link is currently in the chat. If any time you want to get the link back, you can just use that command. That Lydia put in the chat. Perfect. So, with no further ado...
Oh, and Eldritch Noir on Saturday, as usual.
Let's get... Yeah, Eldritch Noir on Saturday. I forgot that one. Eldritch Noir on Saturday. Okay, and with no further ado, we're just going to go ahead and get started. So what happened last week? I, again, forgot to ask someone to give the recap, so I will give the recap myself. I swear one of these days I'll remember. I feel like I've been doing it for myself the past few weeks. But, or at least most of the time. Anyway, so what happened last time was that the party was venturing to the northwest to go inform the Boyar of Norgarn that these attacks from the Norseans and Podara needed to stop. Basically, they felt as if the Boyar wasn't doing his duty to protect his people, and so they were going to go, chastise him. So they then, while they were traveling west, Drith got a little bit of information in regards to his parentage from a soldier who said that he looked similar to someone, a man named Radmir. But then eventually they came across a village that had been attacked by some of Podara's soldiers and discovered that Radmir is actually Drith's father. And so they are, that Radmir had been captured, and they are going to go on a rescue mission to save Radmir. Radmir is currently being held in a Norsean encampment. There are, many soldiers in it. Soldiers might not be the correct term because they're not as disciplined, but, they're more raiders. But many raiders inside. And so, yeah, they've done some things to try to get some help. First thing that Drith did is he tried to persuade the plants in the area to help him. He did not persuade them very well with a natural 1, if we remember. We'll see how that affects their rescue attempt. Kadiok used his Speak with Animals ability to convince the animals to try to help them, and he was more successful than Drith. And Piotr is going to give a speech to the soldiers before the soldiers begin their distraction attack. There are only about 30 soldiers compared to the 200 or so Norsean warriors. And so we'll see how that goes. But then also Drith, I believe it was Drith who cast Pass Without a Trace, so that way he can hopefully get in and out of the encampment without being seen. But yeah, so we'll pick up with that. You're all getting ready to leave. Piotr, let's hear your speech.
Sorry, my mic. Anyway. Men, what an honor it is to stand before you this day. As I look in your eyes, I see the hopes, the fears, and the fury shared by good people all over this realm. As you trod forward, I would that you would see your mission not just as another hill to reach or objective to complete, but as souls to save and a city to breathe hope into. Ride on, and may the dawn bless you.
May the what
Ian,
bless you? I must not have read.
Dawn.
The dawn's not a thing. You're getting the worlds confused. May Silhana bless you.
Redcon. Sorry, Silhana. May Silhana bless you.
Sorry, Ian plays in many of my campaigns, so he's getting my...
It's like languages. I get them all mixed up in my head, and really, I don't know what, I don't know what world is reality, where I'm living right now. I don't understand.
I mean, yeah, what if it was time of day? Dawn, you know?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
that's waxing poetic
that's what
the
he
dawn.
said. That's what he meant was DAWN. That's what he meant because, never mind, I'll explain that at some future point. It's not important to this world.
He definitely said something plot appropriate.
I mean, he would have said, May Silhana bless you.
We need to put that on a t-shirt.
Do need to put that on a t-shirt. But yeah, so the soldiers, I'm imagining that you're standing in front of the soldiers, probably on a tree stump or a soapbox of some sort. Probably not a soapbox, but a tree stump or a crate or something to, put yourself, so that all the soldiers can see you. You give your speech, and then there's an impassioned cry from the people, and the soldiers are sufficiently inspired. You did roll, I believe it was a 17. Yeah, that's what my note says. You rolled a 17 last session for inspiring.
Oh, I forgot the roll.
So I made sure to write it down. So we will see.
Even though I got my gods mixed up.
It's all good. All right, so
Happens to the best of us.
and it does. Okay. All right, let's go. So real quick, look at the camp map. I have it up on I'm sharing it with my screen with you guys. So look at the camp map and tell me how you guys want to approach this. I will ping where the prisoners are being held again. You do know that guards are stationed here, 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 and here. But yeah, so that's where the prisoners are being held. So
wait, show me one more time. I was too fascinated with the blinking.
that's where the prisoners are held.
Oh,
How
wait,
high
there
is
were
that
other.
wall?
Anyway, sorry.
That
Wow, enough with the blinking
cliff
already.
face.
Which cliff face are you talking? The one by it?
Yeah,
the
the
prisoners?
one that the
Um,
ruins are back to.
You can't be 100% positive, but 10 to 20 feet.
And we can come at this from any angle, right?
And you can come at this from any angle except from the water over here.
Right. Yeah.
Unless we want to swim in
Unless you want to
freezing water.
swim in
Yeah.
freezing cold water.
You know?
Wait, does anybody have a grapple hook crossbow bolt thing?
And I have.
I don't
rope.
even know if very many of us have crossbows.
It's
I think I have a crossbow question mark.
But we
I'm
definitely don't
checking.
have grappling hooks unless someone is really, really into rock climbing in their backstory.
Wrong world. I do not have a crossbow.
My
I have a
thought
flute.
is we is we approach from the north, enter between the tree and is that little palisade thing?
Right here.
Yes. And then we throw some ropes down. We scuttle up and down the wall, help everybody out, and then get out that way. Then if we have to fight, at least we have the high ground and can use that to our advantage. And
Is that water to the northwest?
To the
To
northwest.
the southwest and the west. Do we know anything about who is in the tent?
Your guess is that the tent is probably holding the, where the leader of the raiders would stay, but you're hoping that they would go out with their rest of their soldiers to go chase your soldiers. It is possible that they would probably have valuable information in the tent.
Secondary objective discovered.
Yes. And
So
if the Profane Guard is involved and they are doing something super shady, we probably need to do something about that. Because just rescuing these people, they'll just find some other people and do whatever they were continuing to do.
if I'm able to kill one of Podara's henchmen, I will be more than happy to.
how tall are the walls? Can we tell?
The palisades?
Yeah, the palisades rather.
Those, I mean, just to clarify, because there's, those are probably, good 10 feet tall.
And then, sorry, Patrick, just making sure I got it in my head. From the center is like the highest point, right? This kind of center area. And then
No, the center area is the lowest point.
Oh.
So we're going to be coming
okay.
down into like a bowl.
It's
Yeah.
okay. That's completely different. Thank you.
Bowl?
That explains why Mike was like, "Oh, we can descend." I was like, "Wait, high ground? They have the high ground, don't they?" I was like, "Okay, that makes so much more sense."
And how many guards are in each location? Can we see that? Just
2
like
to
one
3.
dude? Is it 2 to 3? Okay.
Okay, so the first priority is going to be getting everyone out. So I say that we go for a stealth approach and only fight if we have to. I would suggest maybe we split up. So I could be on the team that tries to rescue all the villagers, and then someone else wants to maybe go around the back of the tent and maybe like cut their way through or something. I can't remember where the guard is up there, but we all had passed without trace, so we could be pretty sneaky about it. But that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, the guards, so again, I'll ping the guards are pretty much anywhere there's a campfire. With the exception, and there obviously would be a few right there, but...
Okay. They're very
And-
close to everything.
And just one more, I think I forgot. How many villagers can we see? That
You
are
think there's,
there?
you know that they told you about 20 were taken.
So here's my thought. The guards furthest north, just north of the tent, they don't have great visibility to the other guards. Because the tent is blocking the way, or there's a tree in the way or something. It's a little bit less visible than the others. So if we have to take some out, it should be those first, because they are also closest to the tent that can block a little bit of vision going to the villagers. So I don't know how easily we're going to be able to leave them completely untouched. So if we need to take some out, should be the ones that aren't seen.
How did they build these walls so fast?
Palisades are
There's
pretty easy to
hundreds of
build.
them. They all pick up a rock and then they have a wall.
So you do know that this is technically, Mount Snowhorn is a very sacred site to the Norseans, and at least previously, as long as they were peaceful, the Boyar of Norgarn allowed them to come in and do their sacred pilgrimages to Mount Snowhorn. So you're guessing this was probably semi pre-built.
So they cheated.
I mean, they are basically, pirates, kind of.
They've done worse.
One last strategic question. The ruins that the people are being kept in, how tall are those walls?
Those are probably about 5 to 6 feet tall, just because of age and weathering.
Okay. Does anyone have objections to at least going to get those topmost guards?
I'm in chainmail.
Well, then, are you just not going to come at all?
I mean, I don't know how close I can get without giving everyone away.
Tim, this is what you're going to do. You're going to stand at the top of the cliff, and when I hand people up to you or help people up to you, you help them out and don't move as much as possible.
Alright.
Okay, so
Keep you quiet.
just so I'm aware, just so I can verify the plan. Jelania wants some people to come up through here and get... Do you want to... Oh, darn. Hold on.
Because those are the guards that are least visible to the other guards. At least from what I can
Yes.
tell.
So Jelania
And-
wants some people to come over here and get rid of these guards, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Yes.
we can hop down, move behind the tent towards where the captives are. We can also get through the back of the tent if we want to go inside the tent.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you want to just reverse that to get out.
Get out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Cadioc's proposed plan is to come through here and just get people out this way. With possibly removing these guards.
Yes.
Okay.
And
And obviously, possibly someone sneaking over to get the tent.
what if? Because it's just us, right? We didn't bring any soldiers or anything.
No.
Yeah, it's just us.
What if we did both? Just split the part. Well,
The only fear that I have is those guards over there are visible to the other guards across the way.
So, do we need a distraction of some form?
A
Yeah, that's what I was
distraction
trying to think.
on top of
So
the distraction.
I do have.
I thought we were all sneaking around.
I can make stuff smell like a skunk.
I can throw a fireball.
I have an
Or-
illusion.
I was thinking maybe lighting one of these things on fire, or I can snuff out a campfire real quick. I don't know if that'll help at all.
If
It
it
might help if it was
were,
nighttime, but
Yeah, what time of day is it?
It's about it's about getting close to midday at this point.
if you could snuff it out and make it smoke so that it were apparent, that might cause some people. If a campfire suddenly just snuffed out and they knew, I imagine that would attract attention.
yes, which would probably make them all galvanized to do something.
Yes.
Which, if we're all going together, then that defeats the purpose of sneaking. If it's one person by themselves, they'd better be super fast.
Well, why don't we do something like cause a distraction on the other side of the camp then, so they all run over there?
Uh-huh. Who's
know,
fast
what if-
enough to keep away from them?
Drith?
I know I could turn into a deer and spring through the woods. Maybe just cause commotion as a deer, kick one of them in the face and then
Is there something
on a
slightly
fire
more
or something?
ridiculous you could turn into?
that's a good point.
I'm fast. I'm very fast. Drith, you might want to be, a face in the group that maybe your father might recognize.
Yeah, I do look a lot like him from what I hear.
So we've
Okay.
all.
Okay, all right.
That's
2
good
more
to know.
minutes you get 2 more minutes of deliberation because we do need to, hurry up. In
Yeah.
2 minutes, whatever plan you have is what you're going with.
Okay, I vote Jelania's plan. I think that's fine. Just try to take out the guards at the top. I think that's a really smart move, and then just kind of try to weave through. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we even need a distraction. There's already stuff to watch down the way.
Do we
I
want to
agree.
split the party or no? Try both angles. Have the team that takes out the North Guard, that Jelania, run it out, get into the tent, and then the other half go and just get people out of the thing that way.
Yeah, let's
Or do
send
we-
the heavier, tankier armor wielders to come out at it from the front, and then we send our lighter guys up around back. So you, me, and Anya go from the front. The other
I can
three
be
go from the
sneaky.
back. Me and Cadillac go from the front.
What do you mean by go from the front?
So
Attack on the opposite direction.
yeah,
I
so
don't think we need a distraction.
No,
No, it's a
no
pinch.
distraction.
no.
I was
Yeah, so from the top, and then the sneaky people are coming around the right hand side.
All right. So
Like-
I think the only problem
The
we have
more-
with that is that there's only one way into this where those guards are. It's through here and up here because this is a cliff,
Mm-hmm.
so you can't really
You're right.
pincer the guards. Or am I misunderstanding what's being said?
So we
So
would
what
get
I
the
was
guards
saying-
there. Sorry, go
Alright.
ahead, Mike.
What I was saying was the two plans that were up on the screen before, the one that I said and the one that Jelania said, have some of the people do Jelania's plan, and then the rest of us do a plan. That way we can that way at least someone will succeed, or we just do Jelania's plan.
Yeah, I like
the
the
issue with having
idea.
both of them happen is the more contact with guards we have, the more likely we are to be noticed.
That is true.
You have
That-
30
That's
seconds.
fair, but if the tankier characters take the red plan, Anya's plan, they can probably take the guards out, and it wants the prize round, while the rest of us can come around back. So if that works out, then
there's
that's great. We
guards
can
on the
all
other
just follow
side,
through that
too.
way. But
There's guards on the other side too. It's not just those guards.
good point.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So
Alright,
that's
so
Go
not-
where Cadillac puts me.
Time up. You're going with Jelania's plan.
Yes.
oh boy,
Okay.
if we all die, I'm very sorry.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Okay. So, let's start with the main distraction of Captain Leosha leading his men to distract the the bulk of the army of the raiders. So, you're going in, and so you are watching them from afar. Everyone roll stealth checks, and I'll ask for them later. Don't forget your +10 from Pass Without a Trace. But so Captain Leosha is, leading his men up. He's up front in the green clad armor of the Cordovan military, and the Cordovan guardsmen, and they're coming from. They are approaching from the east, obviously, because there's water from the west. He's gonna start by rolling his check versus their check. All right. So it looks as if it was successful, as if you see what you would guess to be hundreds of warriors charging out of the camp, chasing the soldiers. And this is when the other things start happening. The first thing you notice is coming from the trees and mountains is hundreds of birds of different varieties: falcons, eagles, sparrows, and even things like ravens and crows. They come descending, and they descend upon the host of Norseans, and they're quite effective. You can see that many of the Norseans are stop in their tracks and start swinging at the animals, and are as well as many of them are sustaining heavy injuries. And they are, this allows Captain Leosha's team to at least maintain a lead on the Norseans. this is when the next thing comes into play. The roots and the leaves and branches of the plants, however, start appearing at Captain Leosha's team's feet. And you can see that Captain Leosha's team is getting slowed down heavily, to the point that the Norseans are able to catch up to them. And we will determine their casualties after the rescue attempt. So you guys are coming up. You're approaching from here. What were your stealth checks?
32.
Miserable.
So we got 32 for Jelania,
16.
16 for Corvette.
Is that with your plus 10?
Yes, 16. I rolled a 5. I got a +1 of stealth, plus 10, 16.
Literally same. Like to a number. 5 + 1 + 10.
Yeah.
28.
28. Okay. Piotr.
31.
Okay. You got that was 31. You said
3-1.
3-1. Okay. Piotr, what'd you get?
16.
RTM.
18. You enrolling for disadvantage.
Nice. All right. Okay. So you come around this way. As you round the palisade, you see. So you just scanning around quickly, you can see that it looks like they only left a handful of guards. They clearly weren't expecting someone to come and attack the camp while they were away. The nearest campfire has 3 guards around it. Glancing down, you can see there are 2 guards here, 2 guards here, and you can at least, you see 3 guards over there. And there are 2 guards down there in front of the tent. However, no one has noticed you yet. So you do have a round of surprise if you want to attack one of the groups.
So I'm
Yeah, let's do
assuming
it.
top right is the group we want to try to neutralize.
Yeah. The ones that we're right next to.
Yes.
We all going in, like, just trying to
Yeah,
grab
just
them and, like, cover their...
kill them and silence them so that they
Okay.
can't do anything.
All right. Everyone give me initiative checks.
No. Oh, that's...
Mm,
10.
Adding my bonus. 19.
18.
21.
15.
RTM.
Unnatural 20.
I'm sorry. Corvette, what'd you say you got?
18.
And Piotr, what'd you say you got?
19.
Okay, so that means Artyom is first with Piotr on deck. After Piotr will... Oh, sorry, no. Artyom is... Sorry, Drith is first. Because Drith got 21. Drith is first. Followed by Artyom. Followed by Piotr. Followed by Corvette.
Rolled high and I'm still
by Jelania. Followed by Kadiak. And then followed by the guards, but they are surprised currently, so they don't. Okay. All right. So Drith, you're first.
him.
All right, so Drith is going to cast Produce Flame and just aim it at the guy in the middle.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Does a 22 hit?
That will definitely hit.
Excellent.
And we have advantage on like everything right now because
Yeah,
they're surprised,
Because
right?
they're surprised. Yep.
Okay,
Great.
excellent. All right, so that is going to be 13 damage.
Okay. All right. It's not enough to knock him out, but it is severe. Okay. Artyom, you're up with Piotr on deck.
Ew, boy. So where are we?
I mean, you're at the end of the red line.
So how far away are we from them?
10 to 20 feet.
Okay, I guess I'm going to use my bonus action and cast Spirit Shroud, which is, you call forth spirits of the dead, which flit around you for the spell's duration, which is 1 minute. They're intangible and invulnerable. Any attacks you make deal 1d8 extra damage when you hit a creature within 10 feet of you. The damage is Radiant, Necrotic, or Cold, your choice, and so I pick Radiant. Any creature that takes this damage can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn. In addition, any creature of your choice that you can see that starts its turn within 10 feet of you has its speed reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn. So I'm just gonna, like, bonsai into the middle and then wail on the dude. The dude right in the middle.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Big old heavy warhammer blow to his noggin. Maybe. Probably not, because that's a 3 plus a 5 is an 8.
You have advantage, remember?
Oh!
Because you have, it's the surprise round.
Well, that doesn't help. It's still only... Oh, wait, it's 14.
That will hit.
Haha! Nerd.
Nerd.
Yeah. That's 10 damage.
10 damage. And,
Even with the Spirit Trap.
okay, Drith, you said that. Which one was the one that you attacked?
Middle guy.
Middle guy? Okay, alright. That, so you tell me how you did it.
I smacked him really, really hard.
While he's on fire.
Alright.
Reminds me of home.
Okay. Okay, it is now the turn of it is now Piotr's turn with Corvette on deck.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, Sorry.
You're
What-
Don't worry.
Okay, so what? Okay, so we killed one of them.
Yeah.
What is the status of the other two?
Uninjured, but surprised.
Because we're scary. I am going to do. The charm person only works on one person at a time, doesn't it?
Yes.
All right, I guess I'm stabbing. I don't. This might be like the second time I've ever stabbed anyone in this entire campaign.
That's true. You mostly viciously mock them.
Or push them off balconies.
Yeah.
That was not in this campaign. Thank you.
That was beforehand.
Technically, that was
Technically.
There is a ledge right
There's a
behind
ledge.
Yeah, that's true. You
So-
could push them off the ledge.
wait. Great plan. Okay.
I had wished I had taken the Eldritch Invocation where my Eldritch Blast pushes people because I'm like, oh, that'd be nice right now.
How close is everyone to me? Like friendlies.
Close enough.
Okay, I won't Thunderwave then.
Yeah, that's also really loud and attracts a lot of attention. Please don't do
Yeah.
that.
Sneaky.
I'm going to.
Please whisper any inspiration you give.
You got this, Tiger. Go get him. I am going to lunge forward. I rolled. What is this going to be? A strength check?
You're attempting to push him off.
Yeah, no, that's too much for a meme. Never mind. I'm not pushing anyone off. I rolled a 16 to stab with my rapier.
Okay, that will hit. And if only there was a rogue in the party.
I know, this would be perfect for rogue time.
I almost was like, I'll play another rogue. But I didn't do it. 9 damage.
Okay. And you hit the topmost one or the bottommost one?
Top.
Okay. All right. It is now the turn of Corvette with Jelania on deck.
Okay, so I'm gonna fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Okay.
At the one on the bottom, hoping that if he doesn't go down, Jelania and Kadiak can take care of one each.
Okay.
So I'll take both shots will go to him. So the first one is a 19 to hit.
That will hit.
Second one, nat 20, baby.
Nice.
All right, what is it? D10. Okay. My 10. That's my 10. So the first one is, dang it, 6 damage. And then the second one, do I roll 2 d10s or do I just roll 1 and then double it?
Roll 2 d10s.
Much better, much better. 9 plus 7, 16 plus 5, 21
Okay.
damage on that second hit.
All right. That is going to be bye-bye to that particular raider as your, Eldritch. What color does your Eldritch Blast take? We've never discussed that.
Blue.
Blue. So as your
Definitely
blue blast of energy pierces through and causes him probably to explode since it's force damage.
Is forced damage.
Okay. Now it is
Okay.
Jelania's turn with Kadiak on deck.
All right, I'll go in, get the last guy. Oh, geez. That's only 14 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. Minimum damage of 5 silvered piercing damage or slashing damage. I don't remember.
It's short sword, should be slashing, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I
He's still up?
meant to say it's a short sword, right? So it'd be slashing damage.
Yeah. Yeah. Is he still up?
You dealt 9, Tim? Yeah.
No, 5.
5. No, yeah, he's still up. Yeah.
Okay, second attack. That's much better. That's a 25 to hit.
That will hit.
And 8 damage.
Okay.
Is he still up?
He is down.
Okay. Cool.
All right, but now
Let's
I
go.
need new stealth checks from everybody.
Yeah. Check immediately if we were noticed. Just
32 again.
oh, we get plus 10. That's right.
Do we still get the
Miss Potter,
plus 10,
I love
right?
you.
You still get the plus 10 because, yeah, there's still
Awesome.
the pass without a
It's
trace.
still active.
23. Oh,
So 23 from Corvette. What'd you get, Kadiak?
29.
29 and 32 for Jelania. Drith.
22.
Piotr.
20, not natural.
Artyom.
And well, I guess it's a 21. I
21.
forgot to add my dex. Yes, 21.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Very quiet chainmail.
You have not
You're like
been,
waddling.
you have
to
not
hit
been
them.
seen yet. So the next
I imagine Artyom just...
I'm like slithering like a snake through the snow, just whoop whoop.
I imagine him picking up his chainmail like a skirt, like walking around.
No, we've wrapped it in bubble wrap.
Just
I got
don't
a
fall
giant
down.
hamster ball.
So he has to walk very gingerly to not pop it.
Using
All
my
right.
blanket, right?
Yeah, we do have Cadioc's blankets. I was just thinking that.
So the
Okay.
next phase of the plan was to drop down the cliff. So
Yeah,
I
how high
will.
is it?
It's about 20 feet.
Okay.
Rope.
Okay, so you are able to secure it. Probably there's something up there you can secure it to. We will say a plot appropriate thing.
Or the 3 bodies.
Palisade.
Well, I'm not sure the 3
Palisade
bodies. Would,
bodies.
Palisade
Plot
bodies.
appropriate amount of anchor.
Plot Palisade would probably be more likely.
No anchor even.
So yeah, you. Now I need athletics checks from everyone going down.
Oh no.
I thought I was staying at top to help pull people up.
You're
Yes.
welcome to stay at top to help pull people up.
Yeah, do that.
All
Am I
right.
able to assist with everybody?
No, because you have to climb yourself down. You can't assist anyone while you're climbing down yourself.
I
7.
mean, unless you get to the bottom first and you're the belayer, whatever, it's at the bottom of the rock or the thing.
So yeah, who was
I
going
don't-
first?
I'll go first.
I was gonna. Yeah, I'll go after Cadillac.
All right, Kadiak, what'd you get?
15.
15. Okay. Jelania, what did you get?
The total was a 6, but it was a 1 on the die.
Was a 1 on the die. Okay, I do need you to give me your fumble check.
Rip.
So there.
Oh, okay. I thought that was only for attacks. Okay.
Rip,
13.
rip potato chips.
13. You are. Okay, so you do fumble.
Roll the percentile.
Just means you're going. Well, for this, it just means you're gonna roll.
Okay.
You fall to the bottom, and you're gonna take some falling damage. So you'll just take the regular. Since it's about. We'll say you're about 10 feet down the rope, so you only take the 1d6 from the fall from 10 feet. That will be 2 points of falling damage.
Can I make
Oh,
a saving
boy.
throw to catch her? Because I'm already down there.
No. Okay.
Don't need you to catch me anyway.
Those of you sitting at the top, you notice that this guard right here, the one closest to you guys from this side of the campfire, has turned his head and is looking your direction. Is gonna stand up and start
I have
walking
an idea.
this way.
Can I cast? I can't remember exactly what it does. Can I cast Charm Person to make him think that he doesn't want to come over here anymore?
Um,
I'm looking.
Am I
it up.
aware that this is happening, that he's moving?
you're probably in the. It's the sound that you made when you hit the ground that caused him to.
Yeah.
Look
But, like,
over.
am I aware that he's coming?
Probably not, because you're below the tent. People on top
Can
of
I
the cliff.
say that I was planning to go after Jelania? Can I say that I'm still at the top and see that coming?
Oh, yeah, everyone who's at the top of the cliff sees it coming.
Okay.
So-
I am going
But
to
let's
use.
let's start with. Sorry, Piotr asked first if he could cast Charm Person, so we're gonna say that Piotr can cast Charm Person. So if you want to try to cast Charm Person on it, and then we can, then we can go from there.
Okay. I think it just makes a check against my DC.
Yeah, it does make a check against your DC. And what's your DC?
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting that right now.
You're good.
8 plus your proficiency plus your spellcasting modifier.
I have it already. It is 16.
16. Okay, he fails. So while he is charmed, if he's charmed, he's
He
charmed
views
until the
me as
spell
a
ends.
friend.
He views you as a friendly acquaintance, your companion. For the sake of this, your companions as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, he comes around the corner, looks at you all, and just turns and walks back right in.
Does the bus driver nods?
Oh, hey guys.
We'll give him a little quiet thumbs up, like, it's going great. How long does this spell last, Piotr?
Buena pregunta.
1 hour.
Oh,
Good. I thought
nice.
I
We got
had 1
plenty of
minute.
time. We have 60 seconds to figure out what we're going to do about that guy who's going to realize what happened in 1 minute.
1 hour. All right. Okay, Drith, you are next up. Give me your check to climb down.
7.
All right. Well,
Can I offer help now that I'm at the bottom?
we can say that you can offer to help now.
Okay.
So, Drith,
You
go
have
ahead
help.
And so, describe to me the type of help you're giving.
I am going to be quietly coaching where to step, as well as helping to steady the rope, and being a good anchor for the rope to make sure people are actually able to get down safely.
So he's the belayer.
Some
Yes.
people there. Okay, Drith, give me your. You have advantage from the help from Kadiak.
Okay, that's a 13.
Okay. You are not as nimble as Kadiak was, but you weren't as clumsy as Jelania. You are able to get to the bottom of the cliff with no ill side effects. Who was going next? Either Corvette or Pietro?
Now you understand why I have so many injuries. This studio did nothing to me. I'm just really clumsy.
Corbett will go next. I
Okay.
will go next. And the first one, I don't know if it's still, if I get that help advantage, but I got 11
Yes, you
the
do.
first one, 12 on the second.
Okay. You are climbing down. However, you are making a substantial amount of noise while climbing.
No.
Luckily for you, no one seems to notice. All right, Piotr, it's your turn.
Worst plan ever.
Is this an
time.
athletics check?
This is an athletic check.
You do have advantage.
Rip, potato chip.
You have
I
advantage.
get
Rowan.
advantage.
Yes,
That's good.
because I'm helping you.
That was exactly one better.
Oh no.
Which is
3 plus.
Oh,
I'm gonna be the only one who makes it out of this alive because I'm staying at the top of the cliff.
Yeah, 3. Just 3. I
Just
don't
3?
have a bonus to this.
okay.
Well,
Wait. I'm trying to think of some random thing I can do. No, I can't do that right
are
now.
you
Can I?
secretly an ASMR too and you could fly?
No, I'm
Give
gonna
me-
give myself. I'm gonna
give
give
me
myself
a
a die of bardic inspiration.
Give me.
Wait,
No, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
Can't give yourself
just
bardic
imagining, like,
inspiration. It's not how that
Him
works.
falling sideways and just like giving finger guns as he goes down.
wait. No, I'm screwed.
All right, give me a strength
Just
saving
accept
throw.
your fate.
Strength saving throw, Piotr.
Yeah, sorry. My gosh! 5.
All right. You fall down the same 10 feet that Jelania did, and are going to take 4 points of falling damage. We're now going to
He
roll to
doesn't
see.
land on me, does he?
No, you've moved out of the way at this point. However, these guards seem to be the worst guards in the world and don't notice you.
Yes.
Yeah.
We compliment each other.
All right.
Dice.
Yeah, seriously.
So now the next stage of the plan is to come back over this way. Is anyone going through the back of the tent to try to go get?
Yep.
See if there's anything there.
Yep.
Want.
Yeah, I'll lead.
Apparently
I'll
everybody
lead the-
is.
We can't all go. We need to have like 1 or 2 people
Yeah.
go.
I'll go
right.
check out all the prisoners.
Drith, I'll go with you.
Excellent. Thank you, bud.
I'll go with them then, because we don't want. I feel like the prisoners are more important, so we need to have, like, at most, I feel 1 person.
Do you want?
intel.
Do you want Kadiak to go into the tent since he reads Norsean and can tell you what's important, what's not?
That's dope. Yep, probably a good idea.
So Jelania and Kadiak going in the tent.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast
Cut
Disguise
through
Self on myself to make me look like one of the guards that we killed.
Okay.
Just a heads up.
All right. So are you slicing open the back of the tent, or how are you getting into the tent, Jelania?
I think more like crawling underneath, like the whatever is the actual quietest way. Because I feel like cutting through the wall of the tent is really obvious and loud.
Or least noticeable, at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you both crawl under the tent. It's going to Yeah, so you both crawl under the bottom of the tent, pop up, and you see that the tent is empty. There's no one in it currently. There is a table in the back of the table, like kind of where you pop up. You pop up kind of like you have to crawl a little bit further so you can pop up underneath the table. But Kadiak, give me an investigation check to see if you can find anything on the table, and Jelani, you can assist him if you want.
Okay.
Please do. Okay. 12.
12.
First was a 4. So
was
I'll
a
take
4.
the help and get 12.
All right. You can't really. You don't see anything. Nothing that you find overly. You can't find anything that's overly impressed. That sticks out to you as overly important. There's a few minor things, just letters, but none of it seems important. So, at least to you. All right, now let's go with the other group. I need renewed stealth checks.
Come on.
Did you say nude stealth
Yeah,
check?
I didn't hear the
Renewed.
re part.
Renewed.
No, they're lewd stealth checks.
So
even
Drith
worse.
sucks off his clothes.
All
Hi,
right,
Dad.
dice gods, whatever you want.
23.
23. Okay.
29. Heck yes.
All right.
29 plus.
Plus the 10. Wait.
Well, no,
Yeah,
that's
add
with
10.
the 10. I'm
Oh, it's
adding
with the 10.
my.
Adding your dexterity bonus.
Yeah. Oh, so 30.
30. All right. I mean, I would like to point out that a significant portion of these guards not seeing you is the fact that you'll have passed without a trace. Would like to point that out real quick.
So glad I saw
They
that.
got a 19 on their check. Just notice you guys.
Thank you, Drith.
But
That was brilliant.
so you are able to make your way past. As you're making your way
Oh, you
past,
never asked me for my stealth check.
what's your stealth check?
I'm there.
You standing at the top of the cliff.
Oh yeah, but I got a 26.
All right.
You stand very quietly in one
Very
spot.
still, just
All right.
I am the bush.
So you are going past.
I picked
As-
up the bush item.
I have the bush item in Fortnite. I remember that. That was a long time ago. Oof, I haven't played Fortnite in years.
Throwback.
Anyway, I had completely forgotten about that. Wow. Anyway, so you're going, and as you're going, you're sneaking past. The guy who Drith charmed looks up briefly, gives you kind of like a nod, then looks back down. And you guys make your way around these ruins to where the prisoners are. And you see about a quick head count is about 16 townsfolk. Is who you can
Can we
see.
arm them?
What are you gonna arm them with?
I don't know. That was the first thing that
Words.
popped in my mind, and I never doubt my thoughts. Words. Just say mean things to them as we run past.
This is
They-
my friend.
They glance up at you very briefly, and you kind of give the motions like shh, be quiet. Drith, you scan and you can see two heads with the same snowy white hair as you. One of them looks like what you'd imagine you will look like in about 20 to 30 years, except without pointy ears. And the other one looks kind of like what looks like you, except when you were very young, probably around 8 to 9 years old. They're gonna glance up, and you can see that the older guy's eyes kind of he makes contact with you. You know this is Radmir. He makes contact with you, and you can see that he has recognition in his eyes, but he's being very quiet at this moment. He doesn't want to give away the fact that you guys are here. So now I need one of you to silently give them instructions.
Piotr can do it.
Okay.
Do I need to roll something?
Roll an intelligence check this is going to be judging your ability to tell them quietly and efficiently what they need to do.
13.
13. Okay.
Am
So
I
you're-
able to like to kind of like recast Pass Without Trace at all, or would I have to end concentration on the existing Pass Without Trace?
I mean, you'd have to end existing concentration, but casting a new Pass Out the Trace would just end your concentration on the new one. But I would say that the lapse between the 2 times of casting it would be short enough that the guards probably wouldn't notice.
Also, how many
okay.
can you affect with that spell?
It just says each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including you, has a plus 10 bonus to
okay.
dexterity checks.
Wow.
That's do it.
dope.
Well, that means
Wait.
Artyom is out of effect with the Pass Out the
Yeah.
Trace.
I'm
And
not
us
the
two in
one.
tent, right?
But,
He's a bush, so.
but
I'm not the one circumventing your encounter
Yeah.
this time.
You're not.
I think the difference is that everyone can fight except the prisoners.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
So I
we
think
have 16 more people to add to your stealth
Yeah.
checks.
And Kadiak and I are faster than your average bear.
and much stronger. And Kadiak is kind of like a bear in several ways.
He's working on it.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that. I'm just going to
Correct.
recast it. So I guess Piotr, Corvette, and I all have it again, and then so do all the prisoners.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, so most of the prisoners seem to understand what Piotr, you were trying to tell them, the plan to sneak out and go back behind. There's a few of them that look a little confused. You hope that's not going to negatively affect their stealth checks in any way.
Said Patrick.
All right.
Or both.
Roll for
Ominously.
hope.
Okay.
Lucky
I
guy.
need
Roll for
A-
sad.
a, for the people returning to the back the way they came. So everyone except Artyom to give me stealth checks.
Before we left the tent, I was going to try and use my survival skill to just grab and stuff as much paper as I could, because I figure even if I don't know something, someone might, and read it off, see if it's important later.
I'm going to say
So
instead
just-
of survival check, that would be a sleight of hand check.
Yeah, fair enough. No, let me try that.
Can I roll something as well? Because I just want.
You could
wanna,
also
get
roll a
stuff.
sleight of hand check if you
Okay.
wanted.
I
You
just
should
want
all
to
roll something to
I'm
counteract
gonna roll
my
a
roll
die.
this session.
And while you're rolling your sleight of hand check, Lydia, you can also give me a perception check.
Roll.
Okay. I am terrified when you say things like this, Patrick. 15.
It's your sister. Wait.
15. So,
Svet was
Shalanya,
here. I'm going to legit die.
while you are
She did.
so while you are stuffing papers into your bag, you notice a letter written in common.
Okay. I'm gonna definitely put that. I'm gonna put it in like a separate pocket or whatever. But I'm gonna grab that.
Sounds good.
I'll look at it later.
All right. Okay, so
16 to pack my bag full of papers.
16, you said?
It's 1-6.
Okay, perfect. All right. Cool. All right. Don't forget your stealth checks. Drith, what'd you get?
32.
Okay. Piotr.
20 not natural.
Corvette.
12, but that's with a natural 1.
Rip. You have doomed us all.
Okay,
Yes, I have.
Give me your check to resist the fumble. Remember, if you roll your level or lower.
D20, right?
Roll bad.
D20, yep.
Roll bad. Roll bad.
5.
Ooh, you resist the fumble.
Hey, you did it.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Like if you roll bad once, you better make sure you do it twice.
Okay. Who else? Jelania, your stealth check. Remember, no pass that or trace for you.
Yeah, 13.
Okay. Kadiak.
10 to shimmy back underneath the tent and back the wall.
All right, you're lucky that I can't roll with crap today. At least right there.
Oh,
That's an instant.
jeez.
So,
Like maybe we have extra stuff because we've got the cover of the tent or something.
you are able to. I did factor that in for you and Jelania. I didn't factor that in for everyone else, but that's probably was your saving grace, actually. But so you guys do manage to make your way back to the cliffside. Artyom, you want to be helping people get up by being whatever the person at the top of the cliffside would be.
A polar upper.
Yeah.
Chain-mailed polar upper.
Okay. All
And
right.
then like directing them like where to go.
All right. Okay. Now
So
I
it's
need
not climbing
athletics
to the
checks from everyone climbing the rope.
So many rolls, it's so stressful.
I something good today.
All right.
It was a
Do athletic-
21 for me.
Yeah, athletics check. Yep.
I can't do athletics to help the add that bonus. I can just give them advantage, right? So they've already got that. So
Yeah. So so do you guys want the prisoners to climb up before you, or do you want to do a mixture? Okay,
Yes,
the prisoners are
before.
climbing
I'd say
up
before.
first. Okay. So thanks to Artyom's assistance, otherwise they would not have rolled as well. The prisoners are able to climb up. There are a few like children that you have to like tie the rope around and pull up instead of having them climb up because they just don't have the body strength to climb up a rope yet. I always thought it was really unfair when they had us do those tests in PE in elementary school. I was like 5. I wasn't being able to climb up a rope. Dang it.
There's that one kid who gets all the way to
one
the
kid who
ceiling,
gets all the way up at the top because but anyway.
Patrick just flashed back to Vietnam.
But so you get to the top, so you're able to get them to the top without incident. So who is first up the rope after the prisoners?
I'll go.
okay.
All right, Piotr, what'd you
Yeah,
get?
20.
Natural 20. All right, Piotr. For some reason, climbing up a rope is a lot easier than climbing down it. Don't know why, but for you, it is. This time around, it's probably
That
just
one kid in PE.
Gravity.
You can put more of your glutes into it when you're climbing.
He like get some chalk to like give his hand some traction, some grip.
All right. Who's next?
25.
Okay, yeah,
go up.
25. Okay. All right.
21.
Okay, next.
9.
All right. So, Drith, give me a strength saving throw, or you will fall back down the rope.
14.
Down there to catch him.
14. All right. You do fall back down to the bottom, but rolling the d20 to see how far up you are, only 7 feet up the rope before you, so you don't take any fall damage. But I will we'll roll perception checks for the guards to see if they notice your sound. So you hear the clattering, the slam as Drith lands on the ground, and you see, looking around, and you see all the guards' heads turn your direction. And there's no way at this point to hide that group of 20 people at the top of the cliff. The guards are going to start moving your direction. We're going to keep the same initiative order we had before. But yeah. So first up, Drith, you are on deck you are up with Artyom on deck.
Who else is down here right now?
With
Me.
you, Corvette.
Yeah.
Our 2 strongest dudes down at the bottom.
No, we're fine. We're fine. I can get us both out. I am not worried. I can get us out. So.
That's true, you can fly, so.
Well, not just that. One of my spell slots is very useful right now.
Hey, same.
Okay, so this is bad. This is very bad.
Does Drith and I, do we know that the guards are coming?
Yeah, they're shouting.
Oh, yeah, we know. Like,
They're like, intruders, get them! So yeah, you know the guards are coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna real quick. I'm gonna ask Artyom, "Hey, do you have a way to get us out of here?"
You're
Or not
gonna
Artyom,
shout it.
Corvette, my bad.
It's like, yes, I do. You stall them from us or from all the villagers. I'll get us out.
Okay, I can do that. And then Drith is going to. Drith is gonna cast Produce Flame, and he's gonna light. He's gonna try in one shot to light the tent and all these crates on fire.
Burn it down.
So you're gonna try to light
Yeah.
them both on fire in one shot? I guess I can see how you could do that looking at the line. Okay, make your attack check at disadvantage since you're technically trying to hit 2 targets in a single line. I missed that.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you all of a sudden.
My bad. So the lower one was 16.
16. Okay. So you definitely you do hit the tent and catch the tent on fire. You do not. It does sail past the crates and miss the crates. So the tent is starting to be on fire. Okay. Artyom, it's your turn.
How many people are at the bottom?
At the bottom at the moment is just Corvette and Drith. They're the only ones at the bottom.
So all the villagers are up top?
All the villages are up top. Yep.
Where are all of the bad guys?
The red dots.
So they haven't
And
moved.
by the way, I forgot to mention this. Each of these squares, instead of being 5 feet, is 10 feet.
So they haven't moved any closer?
They haven't moved. They haven't had taken a turn yet. Yeah.
That changes what I was going to do.
Just go. Run.
I can't.
Fly.
No one gets left behind.
We're
No one
fine.
gets left behind. If we all run, no one gets left behind. You'll get left behind if you don't run.
I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay. All right. That means it's going to be Piotr with Corvette on deck.
I will. Piotr. What am I doing? Oh wait, so we're over here on the right.
Yeah, you guys are
right.
kind of up here. Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's where I figured. And there's a ledge that we just got on top of, correct? Is there another ledge directly in front of us?
No, it's a palisade. It's a wall.
It's a
Okay.
basic, yeah, palisade.
So something we have to scale.
Or go around.
Go around.
Or-
Like,
oh
you
wait,
did
I
when
can
you
do that.
came in.
Never mind. Never mind. Sorry. There's been so much climbing and falling, and I just don't know what. Anyway, I'm gonna go around the wall, around the leaf, and because nobody's moving, I just don't know how to react. I'm trying to think. No, we can't just dip, can we? I'm gonna hold my action.
You could just dip. There's nothing wrong with just running away. You could just try to leave.
Yeah.
Because the villagers should.
But I
follow
want
us.
to, I want to make sure that we get the prisoners out. I'm holding my action. I've got an idea.
Okay. All right.
Wait. Nah, never mind. Holding my action.
Okay. Corvette, it's your turn with Jelania on deck.
All right. I grabbed Drith. I'm like, it's a good thing, burning down their place. And then I cast. Oh gosh, what's the name? Here we go. I cast Thunderstep, and I get as far. And so Drith and I just teleport, and there's a loud sound that can be heard up to 300 feet away.
Okay.
And we are up at the top as, like, I think I have to see it. You can see within range, but I want to be at the top as far towards the exit as I could have seen, or if I have to go a little to the south to just be further up top, that's fine. But Drith and I just appear up at the top, and then I just start yelling, I'm like, everyone get out of here now.
Thanks,
Alright.
Corvid.
You're welcome.
Jelania, it's your turn.
I'm gonna start
With
pushing the
Cadillac on deck.
villagers and be like, go fast.
Okay, give me a
Follow
persuasion check.
those two. Oh, jeez.
Or an intimidation check. Depends on how
I know. I
forceful
was
you're
just like,
being.
Tell them you'll eat your babies, otherwise.
I'll do persuasion. I'll try and be nice because I'm
Okay.
technically better at persuasion than intimidation.
There's a shot.
That's a dirty 20. Actually, no, it's a 22.
Very nice. All right. Okay, you will give them advantage on their athletics checks to run away next turn. On their next turn. Anything else you're doing on this turn, though?
I'm essentially just like gonna follow after them
Okay.
once they move. You know.
All right, Cadillac, it is your turn with the NPCs on deck.
Okay, I'm going to be helping everyone. I'm using the help action to help the villagers get the heck out of there. At the same time, I'm going to be using the free action that is speaking and shouting various Norsean insults at all of the raiders.
Yes, because that makes sense.
I'm just gonna make them mad.
You're all ugly.
More
Ha,
mad.
ha, ha, ha.
All
I
right.
mean, they're following Podara, so they're obviously stupid.
It's
Not
more
necessarily.
nana boo boo.
They also couldn't
You
see us,
can't catch
so-
me.
All right. Okay. People who've held their actions, you taking them at this point? Or you still holding?
I'm waiting until after the bad guys.
Still holding. Yeah, I want to figure out what they do.
All right. So the prisoners are up first. They are running away. They are. Luckily, they have advantage. Ooh, that's not much better. They only rolled one number higher. They're kind of stumbling over each other.
Stop rolling bad, Patrick. Stop rolling bad.
Oh yes. Maybe I should.
This is where he starts rolling good.
Maybe I
for
should
the
roll the
guards.
homebrew hall dice instead of
Mhm.
my other dice. But no, so they're all kind of like stumbling over each other. They're not, they aren't making much progress in the way of getting out. The guards are now gonna go. This guy. So let's see. Moves there.
Oh, they're dashing. Okay, I was like, how are they
No,
moving so
they
far?
are 5th level barbarians.
So
they're
can
moving
move
each
60 feet.
That wasn't 60 feet. Each square is only 10 feet. They moved. That was not 60 feet. They only moved
No, okay,
3.5
you're right.
squares.
It's all good. They're still far
Still,
enough
but-
away that we can still move.
Yeah.
Guys, I feel like we could just run and we'd be fine. They are kind of fast, but
Where are we all at right now, Patrick? Or at least the prisoners?
Here, we'll do this real quick. The prisoners are this blue dot, that light blue dot. You guys are.
they didn't make
This.
any progress.
They just are stumbling over each other. You guys are that like black dot.
Goodness.
Well, there's the light blue dot. It's light blue on white. My color blindness was acting up. I was like, I don't
Oh,
see
sorry.
it.
I forget that you're colorblind sometimes. I can fix that and do a different color.
You're good. Now that I know where it is, I think I can find it.
We'll do. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. We'll have them be a pink dot instead. All right. This guard right here. So the guard who is charmed just kind of just sits there. It's just like, all right, what the heck is going on? This guard right here, however, he reaches into to a pouch and pulls out what you can see like this powdery stuff. He throws it into the fire into the middle of the fire, and you see what would be the equivalent of a flare shoot up into the sky and burst in the air, and you just see, it's, and it just, it's orange in color, and you see it just illuminate the sky. And that lets you know that the army's coming back.
That's a
Yeah.
problem.
Now all of
The
China
army
knows
will
you're here.
return in 1d8 6 rounds.
Let's get the heck out of here.
All right.
Oh,
It is now going to be the turn of
Hey,
RTM.
Fireball! I want to fireball that tree over there with all the bad guys underneath it.
Okay.
Nice.
They're gonna make dexterity saving throws. And what's your DC?
27.
16.
Okay. They all failed.
Ha!
Roll your damage.
And those of us from Oregon know just exactly how flammable pine trees are. So, not to mention all the dry pine needles underfoot.
If they're dry, if they're wet, they're not particularly flammable.
21.
Yeah, there's snow. Snow's a bit wet.
21. All
I
right.
also want to hit the tree.
Yeah, that's fine. You can hit the tree. The tree's just sitting there. The tree's not going to make a dexterity saving throw to dodge. So you dealt 21 damage? All right.
Yeah. Are you sure? The trees are against us.
These trees weren't in range of Drith's spell. Okay, you managed to incinerate in golden flame all 3 of those guards.
Nice.
Beautiful.
All right. Piotr, it's your turn.
Okay. How far?
Wait. Can I move too? Sorry, Ian. Move as far away as I can.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing. I'm also gonna do that. So on the left side of this mustache line thing, is that a gap between the rocks? Like, where would I go to get over that ledge?
Why would you want to get over that ledge?
That
Oh,
must
wait.
be a rock.
I think I'm just wrong about where we're trying to go.
Yeah, you're trying to go backwards the way you came in. So, like, here,
Okay,
I'll
so-
delete the mustache line.
Okay. I don't
You're
know why.
trying
It's
to
really
go-
captivating my imagination
You're
right
trying
now.
to go back that way.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just do that then. Wait,
There's-
there's a person here, isn't there?
There's 2 bad guys down to the southeast.
They're still like, what, 30 feet away?
Yeah, I'm just gonna
About
dip.
20-ish.
Okay.
I'm just gonna dip.
You're just going to dip with everyone else? Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, I will wait because there's this gap
You're
here.
the last
that we would
person to
do.
go, so you can't hold your action anymore. If you're going to do something,
Okay.
you have to do it.
Never mind, I'm leaving.
Okay. All right. Artyom, we're back
Wait.
to you.
I will cast Cloud of Daggers on that gap to cover our retreat.
Hey, we're not through it yet.
Oh, never mind. I was. Oh, wait, in the order. Never mind.
Yeah,
I don't
last
know
in the
why
order.
my brain is not working.
You're good. Artyom, it is your turn with... Sorry, Drith, it is your turn with Artyom on deck.
Okay, so Drith is going to use. So he's gonna shout at the prisoners. If any of you are slow, just hop on. And he's gonna, as he's running, he's gonna use his action to turn into a warhorse.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
If any of you, there's like 10 people on Drith.
There's a whole family of gnomes.
All right. Okay. And Artyom, is your turn with Piotr on deck.
All right, another fireball at those dudes down there
Okay.
to the southeast.
All right. 1 succeeded, 1 failed.
Holy freak. 14.
Okay.
What a waste of a 3rd level spell slot.
14 is not anything to sneeze at.
Out of... Oh, I only rolled 66 both times. Hang on, give me 2 more.
It's like that's the entire joy of fireballs, being able to roll 8d6.
21.
Okay. The one guard is incinerated, the other guard is still up,
But mostly incinerated.
but very, very severely burned. Probably never going to be the same for the rest of his life. He'll probably return as a super.
He's
burned
not going to
star
have
villain.
much more time.
All right.
Char.
Okay.
Keep running.
Hey, Piotr, it's your turn with Corvette on deck.
I'm just going to keep running.
Okay. Corvette, your turn with Shalanya on deck.
how far away am I from that guy?
About 20 feet.
So I teleported us up to them. Cool.
Yeah.
As I am running, I'll throw out a couple Eldritch Blasts because they shoot super far. So, first one. These rolls before. 60 plus 8 is 24 to hit.
Okay.
And then a 25 to hit.
That will both hit.
Awesome. So the first one does... Ooh, wow. I rolled a 10. 15 damage, and the second one does 14 damage. He is destroyed.
Yep, they are both. That guard is dead. All right.
Oh, I think we have enough distance on the rest
Yeah,
of
at
them.
this point, you have distance.
Everyone
You have enough distance on the other two guards that you are able to.
Which direction did the army go?
The army went east.
Oh, that's good to know.
Okay. I am now going to need athletics checks to see if you can keep outrunning the army.
Also, because I am have the elk aspect of the beast, my travel pace is doubled, as well as up to 10 companions that are within 60 feet of me. I'm just going to alternate which 10 companions are going to be keeping pace with me. We're going. So just take the youngest and say, "All right, great, let's go."
I'm gonna say no to that, just because it doesn't make any sense. Like, I know what you're going for, but I'm gonna say that that's not a thing you can do because it seems like it's just too finagling of the rules.
That's fair. So in that case, any injured, young, sickly, yada yada yada, going to be have their speed doubled while they're traveling with us, assuming there are 10 of them.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Okay. All right. What'd you get for your athletics check, Artyom?
17.
Okay. Jelania.
19.
Okay. Drith.
Can I get advantage because I'm a horse?
Your warhorse should give you a bonus being a warhorse. I think you do have you have a specific bonus to athletics.
Oh, okay, that's 15.
Okay, Piotr.
3.
Well, don't worry, I'm right there with you. I'm at a 4.
Oh my god!
The rich boys can't run.
I'm going to say though, if we are just going to keep running, they're just going to keep following us back to the town and then destroy the town because there's no way we can stand against all of them. We need to hide somewhere so they lose track of us.
What'd you get for your athletics check, Kadiak?
Total.
Sorry, I only caught total.
20 total. 20 total.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So
It's a good point that Jelani brings up. Maybe we should head up north into the mountain, because I know the area.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna need survival checks from those who feel confident in their ability to help hide from the army.
I don't feel confident in my ability to roll a die today. Does that?
Drith, can you cast Pass Without a Trace again? We're leaving a lot of footprints.
I mean, his
That's hard to
pass
hide.
without a trace should still be up.
It's still up?
It would still be
Okay,
up because he cast
cool.
it before he transformed.
You
Yeah,
are
that
freaking
hides
champ.
footprints and everything.
Absolute champ. MVP.
18 for the survival.
Okay. Anyone else roll?
11.
Okay. Anyone else?
Sure, I'll try.
I'm in the back, so I'm following everyone after that 4.
That one.
Not one.
I knew I shouldn't have done it.
So, what we're going to say. So, you and Corvette were trailing behind. And because of it, you can kind of get the gist of what your companions are trying to do. And so you decide, since you and Corvette, however, are kind of like out of, like, ranged of sorts. You and Corvette dive down somewhere, but it's you try to dive into like a pair of bushes, but while everyone else kind of keeps heading up into the mountains.
We're idiots.
Now I need.
Oh no.
So,
Piotr. Trust building exercise here. See if we can get out of this mess.
yeah. So Corvette, how do you want to try to salvage this situation?
Lead. I don't think we're hidden very well, to be honest, at all. And so
No, you're not hidden up very well at all.
Okay, if I can tell that, then I'm like, Piotr, this is a good place. Let's do this instead. And so we don't
Anything
leave,
else?
we leave no footprints, right?
You guys are
Yeah.
out of range of Drith, so you guys will leave footprints.
Oh, wait, really? It's a range thing?
He's anyone within 30 feet of him.
All right. We're gonna go to.
No.
Is there any place within range that like doesn't really have snow, or it's like really, really compact snow where it's not? Wouldn't leave footprints. That's the only issue I have right now. Anything that I would see of the terrain that helps.
Give me a survival check.
Gosh dang it. Which dice do I roll? They're all so bad today. Hold on. Other dice. Come on, metal dice. No. Where's my survival? 2, so 8.
All right, you cannot see a path that would lead you out without leaving footprints.
Okay. Well,
Come back and get you all today.
no. Okay, we're gonna just start running because hopefully we can keep ahead of them, and then
Because that's
once we get-
literally the only thing we can do at this point.
Yeah. I got a plan
But
to
wait.
get out of sight and find a better place to not leave.
I was gonna say because we need to not track all the way back to.
Yeah, so I was gonna say let's just head. Should we head a different direction, Piotr? Lead them away.
Yes. We can't lead them directly back to the city.
Yeah.
So
or to the group.
right. Can I? Well, I didn't roll for to see if there's something that we can find, maybe to hide in.
I mean, you're not ones what
You're
got
the
you into
reason-
this mess.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm
All
done
right.
with this. I'm not
what I'm-
touching my dice the rest of the
What
session.
I am going to do to give us a shot. We're gonna have 1 hour. I'm gonna cast invisibility on us. And give us a shot to just start getting away and hopefully find a place that doesn't leave footprints to lose them.
And on top of that, I'm going to cast Minor Illusion. Can I make it look like, at least from their distance, that there's a pair of individuals traveling in like another direction?
I believe you can make it look like one individual.
Okay, I cast
Okay.
invisibility on us, and then because that's concentration, and then I also cast minor illusion to help create one of myself. And Piotr, you create one of yourself, and when we go invisible, we make them walk a different direction for 1 minute.
Okay. All right. Give me deception checks.
Yeah, charisma casters. Come on, let's do it. Let's see it. Yeah.
That's actually yeah. Come on,
Yes!
maybe 12.
I told you I wasn't rolling anymore, Patrick, but I'm okay with
I mean,
this
if
one.
the DM tells you to roll something, you better roll something.
I'm on
Perish.
I rolled a nat 20.
Very nice. All right. So you do watch as the army heads off in the direction of the two figures running away. Luckily for the rest of you, Piotr's kind of blunder did cause them to like lose your guys' trail, so the main trail of all the villagers and stuff. but you guys are able to get back. And the army does go off in the direction. However, so Artyom, Kadiak, Jelania, Drith, and the villagers are able to make it back to the village without being seen again. But Corvid and Piotr, I'm gonna need another stealth check on your behalf.
Every time I roll these dice,
yes.
it's just a chance at disaster.
So much better. I got a dirty 20.
Nice.
Okay, this.
Do we get advantage because of invisibility? Just wondering.
Yeah, doesn't invisibility give you a bonus to stealth checks?
I don't. Invisibility.
I don't think it's stated. I think it's up to DM discretion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you totally would have advantage.
Okay, good.
All right, yeah. So dirty 20.
All right, 20, not natural.
Yeah.
Very nice.
There we go. First the librarian, now the army. Piotr, what the heck happens to us?
All right, so you guys are able to make your way back to the village without being seen by the army again. And we're going to take our break right there. We'll find out what happened to Captain Lyosha and everyone after the break. Don't be long. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Hello, everybody. We are back with more Ready to Roll. So, perfect. So you all, so you will make it, the initial group, so Jelania, Kadiak, Artyom, Drith, and the villagers make it back. And it isn't until, like, an hour later that Piotr and Corvid make it back, much to to your anxiety. But
Just
they do
fully assume that you're dead.
Yeah, but they do make it back. So now that everything has calmed down, Drith, is there anything you want to do?
No, let's go to the next town.
All right. Anyway, no. But yeah.
Yeah, I would like to go back to Lara's and Radmir's home. I would like to take them home.
Okay. So
I imagine that. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I imagined that when we got close to town, I imagine we were probably talking a little bit.
Okay. All right. Radmir's actually like staying away from you.
He's staying away from me.
Actively, like, at least for the moment, avoiding you.
Okay. So I am. Let's see. Who's around me? Okay. I'm gonna, like, kind of go over to Jelania. I'm gonna be like, I thought, we'd be having more of like a touching family reunion, like you and your sister. Did I do something wrong? Do you think my dad's afraid of horses or something?
Well, Svetla and I had known each other for our whole lives. He hasn't known you for his whole life.
Okay. You're the only one I know that has a family. What would you suggest?
Well, what do you want?
Well, I want to talk to him, and
Then go
wanna
talk to
know-
him.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to come? Or no?
Yeah, could you? I'm scared. And so Drith is kind of gonna, as he's walking, he's kind of just gonna gradually edge his way over to Radmir.
Okay.
What does Radmir do when he sees Drith approaching?
So Radmir is actually like focusing on his other son Renov at the moment. He doesn't actually seem to notice your approach as he's sitting there. He's checking on Renov, making sure Renov's okay.
Do you think he only has room for one son in his life?
Drith, It's going to be okay, okay? He's going to love you because everyone does. He already loves you. He just might not know it yet, okay? Everyone has room for more than one son. My dad had 2 sons and 2 daughters. You know, there's enough space in everyone's hearts because my dad's heart, probably not as big as your dad's heart.
Okay. So Drith is going to go over, and he is going to just kind of lean over little Drith. I forgot the brother's name.
Renov.
Rednov? Okay.
Renov, R-E-N-O-V.
Renov, okay. And he's going to go, so how's little Renov doing?
Renov's going to look up at you. He's going to look at his dad and look at you. Little Renov might be an inaccurate description. He is like 8 or 10. But, you know, so he's going to say, who are you?
Oh, well, I'm your brother by half at least.
My brother? Radmir is going to put his hands on Renov's shoulders and say, go on home, Renov. I'll explain it to you a bit. Let your mother know that I'll be home shortly. And Renov just nods and runs off towards the church where they live. And Radmir is going to turn around. Then he's just going to look at you and he's going to say, I'm sorry. I should have come for you.
Dad, don't worry about it.
I'm not even sure I'm worthy of that term, Dad. I wasn't there for you. I didn't raise you.
I don't know. I don't know how long you stayed in Antaran, but it's you couldn't have been worse than my stepdad. You just couldn't have. And any time that he was being horrible to me, I always thought of you. I always thought of that, you know, that somewhere out there, my real dad was somewhere and living his best life. And that gave me hope, you know, that I know, you know, half of me is mom, you know, and, you know, she's great. And, you know, the other half of me is you, and you turned out to be great. I guess what I'm trying to say is, even though you weren't there for me, you know, in Nithra, I could always feel you there, if that makes sense.
When I learned of your existence, you must have been probably 2 years old. That's how long it took for Shara to send me a letter. I desperately wanted to come see you, but the journey from here to Antaran is not an easy one, nor is it a cheap one, and I did dedicate my life to Silhana. But I prayed for you every day, asking the goddess to keep you safe. He looks and he just kind of glances up at Artyom. Don't tell your friend, but I even prayed to Yephram, asking him to keep you safe.
Well, Dad, your prayers worked, and here I am. And I don't want anything more from you than to tell you for you to tell me that you love me. I've wanted that my whole life.
I love you, Drith. I have loved you since the day I learned that you've been born. He just kind of holds out his arms, and you can see the tears welling up in his eyes as he waits for you to come give him a hug.
Drith runs into his arms and probably slams into him a little too hard. But he just starts crying into his dad's shoulder and holds him as tight as he can.
Radmir is also crying.
Dad, I love you too. And I want to be part of your family too. I already met my little sister and now I have a little brother too. I didn't even know that. And I have a stepmom and I finally feel complete and I feel whole and I feel happier than I felt my entire life. And I'm so happy that you're safe.
I'm happy that you're safe. So you turned out to be a druid like your mother.
Yep. I can do all those druid things. I can make flowers bloom. I can turn into reef sharks and giant seahorses. Whatever you name it, I can pretty much turn into. And I have an owl too. He's at home with my little sister right now. I hope she likes owls, but yeah, and I can do nature magic and what do you do? I don't even know anything about you. I don't know. But I want to know. I want to know who this other half of me is that I've never met before.
Come have dinner with us, and I will answer all your questions and more.
Okay. Is other mom a good cook?
Lara is the best cook that I've ever tasted. Better, and I've had cooking from Antaran and from Estrava. Lara is the best cook.
All right, let's go to dinner.
Feel free to invite your friends if you want.
Okay, and I turned to Jelania, who I guess has been standing next to me the entire time. He's like, hey.
I took a few steps back to not be
Okay.
like right there.
Oh yeah, and this is yeah, my friends are great, and I'm so excited for you to meet them. This is Jelania, or you can call her Anya. She doesn't eat babies, so don't worry. I was confused at first.
Very familiar with tieflings. Some of the best people I know are tieflings.
Oh.
Oh. I don't know very many people.
Wow.
I missed what you said. What'd you say, Lydia?
Yeah.
She said, "Oh,
I was like, I legit missed what you said. What did you say?
You must not know that many people.
Well, I've spent most of my early life as a missionary. I've met hundreds, if not thousands, of people.
It was a little bit of a joke. I know my voice is hard to, tell. I'm
Yeah, I
working on
can't
it.
tell.
I've been told to do that. It's nice to meet you.
Now, we'll have to go see what Lara is preparing for dinner, and he puts an arm around Drith and says, by the way, owls are Aya's favorite animal. And you go to dinner with Drith's family. It's a small room. It clearly was. It wasn't intended to hold as many people as are currently in it. But even though it's not spacious, it's probably the most at home that most of you have felt since being taken to the valley. Lara has prepared a Mordeviran specialty. She has prepared a beef stroganoff. And yeah, so she's prepared a beef stroganoff. That she is letting that you all she served. She has prepared enough for everyone. And you are sitting there and eating. And so the conversation starts off with Radmir answering Drith's question of who exactly he is. And Radmir explains that he joined the Church of Silhana when he was young. Joined the clergy of Silhana when he was young. And he devoted he always felt a special connection to nature. And so he devoted himself specifically to Saint Yephram, who is the saint of nature and farming and forestry. And he, when he, because of his specialization in nature, he was chosen to be a missionary to the country of Antar and preach the word of Silhana there. But while he was there, he met and was smitten by a beautiful elf by the name of Shara, which led to his, to a brief liaison, to put it mildly, that resulted in Drith.
Whirlwind romance.
Yep, whirlwind romance.
Drith making session. But because of that, when it was discovered, he did get temporarily, suspended from the clergy until he had gone through a sufficient process to come back. At which point he was sent up to up here to Poilovka to become, try to use his specialty, and his familiarity with in connection with Saint Yephram to try to bring fertility and to this harsh, frozen northern land. He met his current wife Lara, where they had their 2 other kids, Renov and Aya. And he's been the he's the head clergyman in this area. And has been since. He left. So, do you have any other further questions for him, Drith?
Oh, so, Dad, how did you get Mom to fall for you? I mean, most of the other elves spend their entire lives trying to get her to notice them.
I'm not 100% certain, to be honest. It was, it must have been the exoticness of a human in a mostly elven community.
Wow. Oh, man. That is... Yep, that makes a lot of sense, actually. That sounds like Mom. Okay, and then the staff that you gave me, like, it's symbols and everything, and a couple of them are glowing. Can you, like, explain a bit what that's about?
Yes. So he holds out his hand. May I see the staff?
Yeah, here it is.
So he pulls it out. So this staff is why I have chosen to call it Yephram's gift. I was inspired by my time in. I was inspired in my time when I stayed when I was in Antaran, that I saw the way the druids used their magic, that I needed to, wanted something to try something similar. So the 5, the symbols on it represent different things. The first symbol is, of course, he points at the top of the symbol of Saint Yephram. This channels his divinity and his sainthood, and will allow you to cast a spell of healing. The next spell is Antaran, which, seeing the way that the druids were able to use the speak with nature and use the plants themselves will allow you to cast a spell of entanglement. The next symbol is fire. It will allow you to, for the sake of what it actually does in game, cast Scorching Ray. The next spell is, the next is water. One of the natural elements. This will allow you to cast the Create Water spell. The tornado symbol represents the wind. This allows you to, command the wind from the, to cast the Wind Wall spell. The last symbol is a mountain, representing the strength of the earth, allowing you to manipulate the ground to create a wall of stone. However, it's limited in its powers. You can only have 2 of the symbols active at a time. That's why currently the symbol of Yephram and the symbol of Antaran are glowing. You can only use those 2 powers, and it can only be used a certain amount of time per day before it needs to recharge its strengths.
That makes a lot of sense. This is one of the best gifts I've ever received. I got another gift pretty recently, and I hold up the Vorpal Bunny skull mug, and this was another really great one I got from my dwarven friend over here.
He's gonna glance at Kadiok, then glance back at that skull, and he's gonna be like, I see.
Yeah, he's my Norsean buddy.
Well, if he makes you happy.
Thanks. And then I also wanted to ask, I think I was telling you earlier, I don't know if you ever met a guy named Gaith back in Nithra, but
yes.
He's my stepdad, and
I remember Gaith.
And I don't know, can I hate him? Is that okay? He always tried to tell me to respect my elders, especially elves, but I like you a lot more than I like him, and I trust you a lot more. What advice would you give to me about how to confront him? Mom doesn't really know how horrible he is, because he's kind of does it stuff in without her watching, but he's pretty bad.
Gaith is the reason that my relationship with your mother was revealed. Gaith had been in love with your mother for decades, if centuries, not centuries. I never actually found out how old your mother is. She wouldn't tell me. But he'd loved her for a long time. And when he found out that she was seeing me, he informed my superiors.
Oh, I didn't even think he was smart enough to do that. All right. Well, I like him even less now. It's good I can kind of totally... I'm going to say I can totally abandon him as a father figure in my life. I guess the only other question I had is, and I'm going to look at Lara as hey, other mom, can I have the recipe for this?
So Lara will nod and yes, of course, dear. You'd be happy to give it to you.
Okay. And then can we say after dinner? I don't know if you have any other plans, Patrick, but I know Drith would really want to just spend some time playing around with his younger siblings before they go to bed.
Definitely, you can definitely do that. So you're going to spend some time playing around with your siblings. Anyone else have anything before you go to bed?
I wanted to check in on Captain Leosha and the soldiers.
Yes.
Beforehand, if possible. Before dinner would have been.
They haven't returned before, but they did not return at the same time you did.
Even though we were late? Okay.
It isn't
That's-
until about midnight, actually, that Captain Lyosha's team rolls in. And only about 10 soldiers come back. They all look severely wounded, severely injured. Two soldiers are actually propping Captain Lyosha up as they limp into town. And
How many are there?
there's only 10 left.
Oh yeah, you
How
said
many
that.
were there?
There were 30.
Like 30.
Okay, yeah.
6 stayed behind in the town, so in total you have 16 guys with you now. But
Oh boy. Yeah, I think actually probably before that would have happened, like Jelania's actually like fairly uncomfortable with all the affection and like everything going on. So after a little while, she would have excused herself to like go sit somewhere.
Piotr is gonna walk up to the group of soldiers, the remaining ones anyway, and cast Mass Cure. Wait, do I have that? Don't think I do. Hold on, let me figure out which version of Cure Wounds I have.
Massive
I'm going to
healing
attempt to
word?
cast a wish spell.
Healing Word. I was like, wow, I don't remember having a healing spell that powerful.
Yeah, it's probably mass healing word.
Yeah, it's Healing Word.
okay. All right, so you are able to heal some of their wounds. So before we get to that, though, Jelania, what is your reaction? These men swear their life to their family. What's your reaction to seeing them come back in this state?
Yeah, so she's been kind of just hanging out by herself for a while. So when she sees them, she's definitely very quietly upset. She's gonna go try and like find, bandages, food, try and find a place where they can, rest and stuff.
Okay. All right.
And then probably once things have settled a little bit, find out details of what happened from Captain Lyosha.
So now that they've been healed by Piotr, they're more of a speaking ability. Like Captain Lyosha says, it was the plants. They tripped us up. We weren't able to get away in time.
That's unfortunate.
There were just too many of them. We would have died if it wasn't for the flare that called them back to camp. But we took down many of them with us. Our men's lives were
Good.
not in vain.
Good. We're very grateful for what you've done. And for those who have sacrificed all for these people. We'll have to... If you can get me the names of those who did not return, I will let Baron Vitelli know, and he'll see what he can do to take care of any family that they left behind.
I will get that to you, my lady.
I did want to ask Captain Lyosha, in the fighting, did you happen to see any profane guards, cultists, anyone in robes and masks at all?
No, I did not see anyone.
Because that individual that we've heard who's there was absent at the camp as well, so he went off too.
Yes. In fact, I did not see them, but I would recommend that we make haste to Norgarn. that we leave as soon as possible.
Agreed.
We don't have time to be wasting.
How much time do your men need?
We can be ready to move tomorrow.
All right.
Do we still have the? Sorry.
I was like, Kadiak will be helping with the bandages and healing as well.
Yep.
Basic first aid medicine stuff that he can do.
Do we still have the carts and horses?
Yes,
What do we
you still do.
have?
You do have those. Yeah, those stayed behind. Obviously, you didn't take those with you to go do a prison break.
Yeah. So if anyone's really injured, they can also ride in those as well.
Speaking of, Kadiak would like to go and talk to the shaman when he gets a chance. However, our team has something first.
How healed did they get?
How much did your mass cure wounds heal them for?
Oh, I didn't know. They got 5 HP.
So, like, enough that they can, like, walk and talk fine, but not enough that they're, like, amazing.
Because I have the ability to cast 3 prayers of healing up to 6 creatures of your choice that you can see within range. Each regain hit points equal to 2d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
All right, go ahead and roll those hit points for me.
And it's going to take half an hour because it's 30
Yeah, it's a prayer of healing.
And yeah, just in case you're being a stickler on this, I can only heal up to 6.
Okay.
If Kadiak goes over to talk with the shaman, I'm going to follow him.
Okay. All right. How many hit points, Artyom?
Well, it's a good thing that my spellcasting modifier is 5. Because there's plus 15, but I only rolled 16, rolling freaking 68. So a total of 31 hit points distributed to the people who need it. Oh, wait. Yeah. So...
Why do you add your spellcasting modifier 3 times?
Because that's what
You
it
cast it
says,
3
and I
times.
cast it 3 times.
Oh, you cast it 3 times. Got it. All right. So they are in shape to be able to move, and they did bring some healing potions with them, so that way they can and drink those to finish up whatever has been done. Because let's be honest, in a world where healing potions exist, there's no way that a military wouldn't carry healing potions around with themselves.
Kind of makes sense.
So, yeah, they have healing potions to cover, to do, deal with the, what didn't get healed by your spells. But yeah, so Kadiak, you approach Yalta, who is, still sitting, tied up in her, not so much tied up, she's shackled, like she still has like free range, like she can move her arms, but she's shackled in the back of one of the wagons, and she looks at you. How can I help you?
You've been fed.
Yes, I have. They take very good care of their prisoners, the Mordvirns.
I do, don't they? Why is one of Podara's henchmen capturing people and slaughtering them at the base of Snowhorn?
She's slaughtering people at the base of Snowhorn?
I'm going to up into the wagon and get a bit closer. Yes.
Am I
Draw
here at
the,
this point?
Yeah, you are there as well.
I'm assuming that I know that Jelani's there, but I'm not going to acknowledge her at all. I'm going to draw on the floor the symbol that we saw on the flags.
That's the symbol of one of her captains. I do not know why she would be slaughtering people at the base of Snowhorn. It doesn't make sense.
I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
To just
Yeah,
tell
I'll
if
do it.
she's lying or not. while this conversation is happening for the next minute.
I'll make an insight check.
Go up for it. Give me an insight check.
16.
She has no legitimate idea why this sacrifice is happening. Why this, why they're killing people at the base of the mountains. Both of you can detect that from your thoughts. Like, for you detecting the thoughts spell, you're just getting this immense amount of like surprise, like almost like rage, because Mount Snowhorn is a sacred place that blood's not supposed to be spilt. So the fact that Podara is spilling blood at Mount Snowhorn is infuriating to the shaman.
Even though she's following the fine path, I know that like they still go to Snowhorn as well, right?
Yeah, everyone goes to Mount Snowhorn. Mount Snowhorn is just considered the place that's closest to the spirit world.
You promised me that you have no idea.
I promise you. I swear on my life, on the life of my father and on his father.
Very well then. You can't let it go unknown what she's doing.
I hope you find out.
Do you have any way of communicating with any of the other shamans?
No. I mean, even if I did, would she let me?
No.
I was hoping you would talk to one of the ones that Dar didn't have in her mouth.
Podara has been sweeping through Norsay. Either you follow her or you die. There's very few people who hold out and are hiding from her at this point. I'm not sure. Even if I did, I'm not sure. Even if I could, I'm not sure who I would trust.
Do you know if she's made it to near where the arches are?
Are you asking if I know she's completed the final step?
Yes.
That's where she was headed last time I heard.
I see. You say most of Norpsay. That she hasn't gotten her feet in yet.
You cut out there for a second. What was the last sentence?
You said most of Norsay. Do you know where she hasn't been yet?
I mean, she's been everywhere. And if she hasn't, her messengers have. But there are a few tribes who refuse to follow. And they are very few and small in number.
Well, I hope my tribe is one then. My family and mine have never been ones to see eye to eye.
I pray for your sake that your tribe is not chosen to follow her either. But
very well. You comfortable?
As comfortable as one can be with these on.
Well, yes. He's going to stand and he's gonna look out.
She's gonna look at Jelania as you get ready to leave. So you've decided if I'm to live or to die?
The decision is made every moment I see you or think about you. Could change.
Then I'm currently grateful for...
I turn and leave.
All right.
I'm going to follow Kadiak. And once we're out of earshot of her, Kadiak, answer me. How are you and Podara different? Really? What's the actual difference?
There are many ways that we're different. The one that you care most about
Don't presume to know what I care most about.
is you would have been dead the moment she saw you. When we woke up in that cave, she would not have hesitated to kill every one of us. Me, I wouldn't have been there. But if it had been her instead of me, every one of our friends would be dead, including you.
Kadiak, when we met, I did not think much about it. I don't think it connected in my mind, really. You are a raider, no?
I have raided, yes.
If you had not been taken by the Dark Priestess and put in that cave with the rest of us, if Podara had not begun rampaging through your culture and snatching people up to her cause, is that what you would be doing now?
So up till this point, I would have been, we would have kept walking, obviously talking to her and stuff. At that, I'm going to stop, and obviously I'm shorter than her, but as much as I can, look her in the eye. If I had not been taken by the Dark Priestess, I would have found and killed Podara by now.
This hypothetical is that she doesn't exist.
Podara
Would that
doesn't
have been your
exist?
life? Would raiding have been your life?
It would have been part of my life, but it would not have been my whole life, no.
I have trouble knowing that someone whose lifestyle involves destroying the homes of others and taking the things that they have made is representing my house. I have difficulty with this. I will not go against Vitali's decision to make you a champion of Cordovan. I trust his judgment more than anyone else's. But know that I object, and I take issue with it.
Let me put it to you this way. When I raid, I kill only those that strike at me first. I do not burn homes. Take only what is needed.
How is raiding not striking first? They were living their lives, and you came to take things from them. How is that not striking first?
There have been centuries of Mordviran attacks against the Norsei. I do not go any further inland than where our historic borders are.
Just because something has been done for centuries does not make it right. People who look like me can tell you that with utmost certainty of experience. You don't need to defend yourself to me. If you can change my mind, it will take a lot of work. But now you know my feelings.
That I do. And I promise you that when this is over, I will not be raiding again.
Can I make an insight check on Kadiak?
Sure. I mean, are you going to make a deception check? Are you lying, Kadiak?
No, because as far as Kadiak is concerned, at this point he is partially Mordviran, and so he would be raiding against his own people.
I did get a nat 20 on that insight check, so...
Well, I mean, you can tell that he is sincere in this moment.
You are stupendously aware of his sincerity.
Is your detect thought still going?
No, it only lasts a minute.
Okay. I think it was the last 10 minutes. Okay, no, yeah, if it only lasts a minute, then yeah.
All right.
Is there something
He's
that I
gonna
can
give
do?
him a stern look.
Yeah, but
What were you
before
gonna
she
say?
leaves, I'm gonna stop her. There's something that I can do. Prove to you that I am different.
I mean, the fact that you were chosen shows that you are different in some way. The only way to prove to me that you're not a raider is to live your life not as a raider. If we need your experience or something while speaking to the boyar in Norgarn, speak then. Otherwise, maybe be silent. It won't do to have a Norsean raider, whether reformed or not, speak for us.
I will not speak unless I am asked to.
Nod and turn to go.
As she's going, Hideak's gonna call after her. Thank you. I'm glad that I know where you stand.
No response. I will go find somewhere, probably read that letter that I found.
Okay.
Oh,
If we still have time for that tonight.
Yeah, you
I'll
definitely
be
still have time
reading.
for that for a little bit. We will need to rush through a few
Yeah.
things, but so the letter you found, it's written in common, addressed to a captain, that I never thought anyone would ask the name for, and so I never rolled a name for it. So it's addressed to a captain, that particular captain, and it comes from it comes from, it just says father is all it says on it, and it says bring the prisoners to Podara's camp. The sacrifice must be completed.
Wherever people are, I will walk through, drop the letter on somebody's lap, whoever seems the less involved in whatever is happening, and then I'll just walk back outside again. Just hang out by myself.
Okay. So the rest of your evening passes, with some of you helping heal Drith. You're bonding with your newfound family. Kadiak is having an existential crisis, as he's trying to align the two aspects of his character,
Identity.
of his identity.
He will definitely be meditating over his medallion because it's got the Cordovan symbol embedded on one side, and then the other side.
So you awaken the next morning, and as you awaken the next morning, Radmir and Lara are in Drith's family is there to send you off. And Radmir looks at Drith. I wish we had more time together, child.
Yeah, me too, Dad. But I think this is just how life works. We got something important to do, you know. I think we're stopping the cult of Morpheus, I think is what we're up against now. So if you have any tips or pro tricks or anything, please let me know.
Yes. My advice to you is don't be afraid to grow up.
You got it, Dad.
You've been thrown
Thanks, Dad.
into a harsh world, and sometimes when we've been thrown into a harsh reality, we seek to cling on to those things that we're comfortable and familiar with. But in reality, as we learn from nature, sometimes the best thing for us to do is to adapt and change. Those creatures that remain the same are those who die. It's those creatures that learn to overcome the circumstances that they are in, that truly become, they truly get to become, they survive. That's what I'm trying to say.
Thanks, Dad. Couldn't have said it better myself. And then I'm going to give him a big hug and say, by the way, last night I cast plant growth, so your crops and harvests should double this year. Hopefully that'll help you out a little bit. It's the most I could do.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you got it. All right. Well, is it okay if I keep this, referring to the symbol around my neck?
Please. It's how you've reminded me for all these years. I wouldn't take that from you.
Thanks. And then I'm gonna hug my siblings and my other mom, and I am gonna head out.
Okay. All right. So you all begin your march to the northwest towards Norgarn. A few more weeks, 2 more weeks pass. It's been a month since you've left Cordovan, and you arrive at the gates of Norgarn. Tired, beaten and bruised. The soldiers at the gates let you in. I'm assuming that Jelania, I'm assuming that Jelania was the one doing most of the talking, since she's the actual representative of House Katenkov. And he takes you. You're taken to the castle, where you're told that you will be given an audience with. You will be given an audience with the Boyar, but first there's something else that needs to be done.
I do want to make note of the fact that as time went on and we got closer, Jelania became increasingly quiet and would hang out by herself a lot more.
Okay.
Corvette wouldn't have let that happen as much. He would at least ride next to her in silence.
Okay.
The
I would
more
like to
distance
point
he
out
grew,
that Artyom respected her distance.
So you arrive at so you're ushered into the throne room, and you can see sitting on the throne room, so on one throne you see who you assume to be the Boyar. He's dressed very fancily. He's dressed in the kind of icy blue color that is representative of the region of Norgarn. Sitting on his right hand is who you assume to be his eldest son. Sitting on his left hand is a very beautiful human woman, probably the one of the most beautiful women you've ever seen in your entire lives. Jelania, you recognize her as Idina. Standing next to Idina is another figure that you recognize. He's wearing, however, it's interesting. He's wearing the armor of what you would, he's wearing the armor of a commander. Jelania, you of course know this fellow's name is Antoven. And so you're entering in, and everyone and there's tons of other minor court nobles around. With Jelania, you can recognize a few of the other barons, and everyone is kind of just whispering very excitedly to each other, as if something very big is about to happen. Anyone want to ask any questions, or you're just gonna sit and let it happen?
question. I do have some.
Yes.
So the eldest son, how old does he look to be? How old are
He looks to be his 30s or so.
Okay. Do I know them personally at all, or have I ran into maybe the eldest son at?
You've definitely heard of them. You probably haven't. You may have had a few minor interactions with them, but nothing maybe overly crazy, but you know who they are.
Are we still all in our traveling clothes? Like
Yeah, like you were rushed into here. Like there was something that they really wanted to happen, and so you were rushed into here. You didn't really like get a chance to do anything else.
Got it. So I'm still in my full usual Norsean clothes with the rough eye patch and.
I mean, unless you
fully
chose
armed
to
and
change
everything.
when you knew you were getting close to the city.
That probably
I
would
would
have been
assume
good.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm in my nicer court clothes with the fancy eye patch.
Yeah,
Still
the
fully armed,
nice
though.
fancy clothes I helped you buy.
All right. Okay, so you watch, and you see the doors swing open, and in march, four figures. The first figure that sticks out to you is actually a tiefling. This tiefling has, kind of brick red skin, horns very similar in shape to Jelania's, but he's wearing clothing very similar to Artyom. The next figure that you notice is he's an elf. He's dressed in the traditional robes of the mage, the school of sorcery from Barrelgrad. He's clutching a staff with an orb on top of it, very standard wizard-like. The next person that you notice, that you almost didn't notice because they're so small, is a gnome who just has this bare, his chest is bare, like he's like freaking Conan the Barbarian, except in gnome style. He's walking forward and he's got what would be a great axe to a gnome on his back, and he's just walking forward, this rip gnome walking forward. And the last one you notice is he's a human. He's wearing very full plate armor, and on his back, if you've ever seen the winged hussars, he has one of those. He has two of those wing things on his back. But what sticks out to you is the red and gold tabard that he's wearing. On it is the symbol of House Alkaev. House Alkaev is the house of was the imperial house. It is the house that the members of the Tsar's family, or that's what they're part of. So the symbol is it's like angel wings with this dragon's head in the middle. Yes, Jelania.
No, I'm not asking a question. I'm just like, my hands are shaking right now. I'm so stressed.
They approach the boyar, and
Wait, so should we all be bowing?
yeah, everyone is bowing. Everyone has started bowing at this point. Yeah, so they approach the boyar, and they say and at the trailing behind them is a older woman. You're guessing probably in her 50s. She's wearing the traditional robes of the matriarch, of a matriarch. So you're guessing she is the matriarch of Norgarn. She approaches with them, and she looks at the boyar and says, "Silhana has heard your cry for help, boyar, and cry for help has been answered. The Archmatriarch prayed to Silhana, and in a vision, these four were revealed to her. I present to you," and she motions them, "the chosen of Silhana." And everyone's, just this odd silence. She motions first to the tiefling. This is Idalian Anastov. He has descended above his heritage of the fallen saint and sought redemption in the eyes of the goddess by choosing to follow her and serve her as a cleric and spread her light to the world. Then points at at the High Elf. I present to you Kelvarin Hazelsong. He has learned to master his magic in the School of Sorcery, and as Silhana herself has commanded, is using magic as a tool to help mortality. And we have Fezzik Spinson, champion of the arena. He has retired from the arena scene to come aid us in our fight against the Norseans. And the last one needs almost no introduction. After having dedicated himself to the to Silhana as a winged one, I present to you Arkady Alkaev, the heir apparent to the Empire. Now, with that, the boyar kind of motions for everyone to rise again. We are grateful that Silhana has chosen to bless us at this time, and send her chosen warriors and champions to help defend us against the onslaught of the Norsean raiders. If you would care to speak with my commander, he motions. This is Antovin Nikolaev, commander and betrothed to my daughter. He will be able to give you the rundown of our defenses and what we know about our enemies. Everyone kind of nods, and Arkady goes to the front. We'd be happy to speak with Commander Nikolaev. But Silhana has sent us here to preserve the Empire, to protect it and its people. And with that, they all kind of exit the room together. A messenger, a servant, kind of goes up to the boyar and kind of whispers in his ear, and he nods. He looks over. It's been brought to my attention that a delegation from Cordovan is present at the moment. Please, come forth that I may hear what you have to say.
Okay. Is Edina still there?
Edina is still there, right next to him.
Yay.
And actually, as you come forward, you kind of see like a look of surprise on the boyar and Edina's face as they see you. What? The boyar kind of looks to you. It's been many years since I laid eyes on you, but last I'd heard, you, Zhelanya Katenka, were dead.
Lost. Not dead. Though nearly, on several occasions.
And we are very glad that you found your way back home.
Yes, it is about my home that I needed to speak to you. Cordovan has recently suffered much at the hands of these Norsean raiders, and on behalf of Baron Katenkov, we are here to request aid in form of soldiers, supplies, any defenses or aid that you can offer. We request now in great need.
Yes. All the region has been hard pressed by the Norseans. They have been raiding our borders and our towns for months now. I will, of course, provide the aid that I can. But our intelligence tells us that Podara, who is the leader of these raiders, is gathering to strike here at Norgarn in only a matter of days. When she has been repelled, I will gladly send my men to go help rebuild and protect Cordovan, as well as any supplies that I can spare.
I am sure there are those among my group who would love to help with that. Repelling Podara's forces.
We would need every hand on that we can. Please, I cannot say that I've had the pleasure of meeting your companions, though perhaps you would care to introduce them.
We have had a long journey with its own difficulties and troubles. I'm afraid that we are in a bit of a frazzled and weary state. It would be wonderful to introduce them and everything, but maybe at this time I should let them rest.
Certainly, then
We did lose some of our men on the way.
I'm sorry to hear that. And I will insist that you join us for dinner this evening. That we may, that is where we will strategize and prepare for the upcoming battles.
It would be our pleasure. I'm very specifically not looking at Edina. I'm only looking at this boy. Are very much like trying not to look at her at all.
You can see that Edina is lifting up her shoulders and like pushing out her chest and trying to look as regal as possible. She says, "I will have some servants show you to quarters you can use. I'm afraid that with the influx of people from around the entirety of the region, I can offer you no better than the barracks. But I assure you, if I could, I would provide you with those befitting your station, quarters befitting your station."
I am used to sleeping on the ground. And I give just a little bit of a wink towards Edina at that moment.
I'm gonna see. There's no spare rooms at all in your castle for us.
I'm afraid
Surely
not.
you
Nobles.
recognize me. Come on,
Yes,
boy.
I do recognize you,
Yeah.
Mr. Pashek, but I'm afraid that was on a first come first serve basis. I had many guests arrive before you, and I was not aware that you were going to be arriving. It's quite interesting to see a child of the Southern Isles this far north.
I endeavor to surprise. But I mean, it makes sense. I mean, when having Arky show up early, I'm sure before us, he kind of definitely needs those rooms. So
Yes.
we'll gladly take what you can get. Thank you.
I will make sure that you are treated the best. I will have servants waiting on you hand and feet. That way while you may not, that you can continue to live the lifestyle to which you are accustomed.
It's fine. The past few weeks have been worse than what you will be giving us anyway. So thank you.
Excellent. All right. Okay. And with that, you're being led off. Artyom, I believe there's something that you wanted to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna place my hand on Jalanya's shoulder and kind of be like, wait a second, and wait till everyone else has left and moved on. And I'm gonna say, I need your help. The Cesarovich Alkaev Prince.
Okay.
Cesarovich. Okay.
I kind of shrug to try and get his hand off my shoulder.
Well, that's my brother.
Okay. And with that, we're going to end the session. I hope everyone has a great day. We're going to have a few announcements before we leave. Just reminders.
Yeah. Or
So, and also one just a reminder, we have Rehash the Rolls next Wednesday. Any questions you may want to ask? I can tell you that one of our guests for certain is going to be Artyom. So Artyom will be there. So if you have any questions, particularly with what just happened, please feel free to ask. We
Have him spoil everything before we actually get to next session. I'm gonna tell us all the story.
But then we also, then on this upcoming Saturday, we have our Eldritch Noir show at the same time at 7 p.m. Mountain Time and 9 p.m. Eastern. Tune into that. It's getting interesting and coming rapidly to a close since it is our shorter campaign, our mini campaign. And of course, the next Friday, the 30th at 7 p.m. and Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, our usual time, we will be having our one shot Thrown Away run by Lydia. Please tune in to that. And then also, don't forget to check out our podcast. Our podcast does have currently up to its episode 6.
7.
It's episode 7.
7.
So if you have missed episodes, if you've missed all the way up to episode 7, you can catch up there, as well as oh man, I'm such an evil DM. Anyway, sorry, I'm still smiling. As well as it will have past episodes of Rehash the Rolls. Of course, you can always also check those out on our YouTube channel, Homebrew Hall. But yeah, so thanks very much for coming. It's been a lot of fun. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.